What's up, all you board game nerds out there, and welcome to another board game review. There is a review exactly like this one, not exactly, but in German, also on the same channel. If you're looking for that review, go and find it. It's also good. But today, we're talking about Robin of Locksley, a new Uwe Rosenberg game that we played at the Bremen Spieltag, and I will give you my thoughts on this game shortly after my rules explanation. So this is the basic overview of the rules for the game Robin of Locksley. The copy I have is in both German and English, which I find really nice because you can just flip these over and I can play with my German friends since I live here in Germany. And for those that understand English, or whenever I play with my wife, we just flip these over and play the English side. Sometimes we play also games together that are only in German because we can. Okay, so basically you are the children from Robin Hood, and you want to continue carrying on the name of your dad. In this game, we have two bards that want to sing about us, and if they sing about us enough, you can win the game. This game is a race. So these are the bards. These are the main things you would like to move around the board, and you move them around the board by fulfilling different objectives. The objectives range between you need to have a pink tile, or you need to have two different groupings of tiles. That means you can have one red and one pink as long as they're two different. But if you had three different, you wouldn't be able to fulfill that. You'd have to get rid of one of those somehow. Here you have to have the same, so just as many tiles or less than your neighbor or the person playing against you. And on a person's turn, you have around about three different options that you can do. First of all, you can move your horse, and the horse moves similar to the knight of chess. So you make this little L shape here, and anytime you move somewhere, you will take the tile that you moved to, and then you will replace the one you left, the spot you left, with a new tile. Because I have this objective, I've fulfilled this objective by having a pink, I'm able to move my bard one space further. However, if I also had another tile of a different color, I would also have two. And that is a very interesting element in the game because there is no limit to the combinations of objectives you can fulfill in one turn. That means, because I have the pink, I'm able to move. If I have the exactly two, which I do, the money does not count as a tile type. I would be able to move forward. And if I had the same or less than my neighbor, I would also be able to move. If I was adjacent to my neighbor, adjacent means directly next to with the horses that we have, I would be able to move here. There are also objectives which say that we need to have our horses diagonally adjacent to each other, and that is different from simply being adjacent. Now, the other option that I have, since I said you have three options on a turn, you can also sell something. So we can move the horse, fulfill objectives. You collect your piece, fulfill objectives. You can also sell tiles if you have them. You must have at least three to sell, and you can only sell from one group each turn. And whenever you sell something, you discard two, and you keep the rest and flip them over. This is a great advantage in this game because whenever you have money, you can give your money out to skip the objectives that you don't like or can't fulfill. So if I have a pink, I can go to the pink one, great. But if I don't have exactly two different types of these tiles, then I can give them money, I can give a gold, discard it, and I can skip that step. If I don't have the same or less, I can give another gold out and skip that step. And the same rules apply with money as they do with objectives. There is no limit to how much money you can get out to continue skipping over the different objectives that you don't want to or can't fulfill, except for the very last goal. The last goal says right here on the bottom in parentheses, it cannot be skipped. You must have at least 4 money and be standing right here to complete this objective. If you don't have the 4 money, then you have to keep collecting things to be able to sell enough to where you can get that 4 money and win the game. And the first person to go 2 times all the way around wins. That means whenever everyone's gone around the first time, you cover up that first tile with the last tile. It means we're in the end game now. And the game goes on like that until everyone has fulfilled the objectives. Like I said before, 2 times, they go all the way around, and the first person to reach the end has won. But it may seem like at times there is a huge advantage or a huge difference between the 2 players, and one player is clearly going to win. But I have learned from playing this game very quickly can the tables turn, and this guy can make a great combo and complete all of these objectives and even pass me to the end in one turn. So you have to be careful and mindful of what you do on each turn, and that is a huge element in this game. You do have to plan ahead. You do hope that the tiles that you're seeking to have will come out each time you move, and maybe you can double back and go back to those tiles and collect more. That's a general rules explanation for Robin of Locksley. Here are my thoughts on the game. As all of you can see, this is a very interesting two-player game. I find that it has a very interesting and cool mix of mechanisms, such as the way the knight moves in chess is how you move your horse piece, and it has a great deal to do with set collection, but at its heart, this game is a race. The first one to the end has won, and I like a lot of things about this game. It's a two-player game with high-quality components, such as the tiles. The tiles are nice and thick, good cardboard, really strong. Also, the pieces are wood, the little horse piece and your meeple, those are wood. Simple, but it works 100% for this game. I do like the fact that they didn't waste any unnecessary cardboard in this game to make money. The backside of the different resources are simply the money that you use in the game. And other than that, you have the board, which is variable. So the board is very interesting because you can change it up. With the exception of the starting position and the last place position, all the other goals for each step that you move can always be different. You can also make the game longer. There's a long and a short variant, which is great because if you have a limited amount of time, you can adjust for that. When I first started playing this game, I saw the potential for a possible negative in the game, and that is this mechanism where you can pay money in order to move a step further. The negative part about it is that someone could just collect a bunch of one color, turn it in for a bunch of cash, and then move a ton of steps forward and finish off the game without any problems. I tried to do that in one of my playthroughs though, and I lost that game pretty badly. So it is well balanced, and I'm really excited that the game is well balanced, regardless of how you play, and you can't really break the game by just trying to spend the money. It's less interesting to do that anyways. But I really enjoyed this two-player game, and I play two-player games quite a bit. I like to play games with my wife and with my kids. I played this game with my oldest son, and he's only 7. The box says 8 and up, but he understood this game really well, and by the second time around, because you go 2 times around the whole map, he was building his own strategy, and he actually beat me. And that's happening more and more often lately. I don't know if I like it. I'm proud of him, and yet it hurts at the same time. In any case, I can heartily recommend this game for anyone interested in a quick 2-player game that you could technically toss out the box, throw all these pieces in a small bag, and take this anywhere you want with you and build it in a cafe, pub, or what have you. I recommend this game for people who are interested in teaching their kids how to do set collection, resource management, things like that, and planning your turns ahead of time. Things that you might find in chess. People who like strategic games but want a more light-hearted version of a strategic game, this game is for you. That was Robin of Locksley. Thank you for Wyrmgold for letting us play this game at the Spielmesse. Till next time, I'm Ark, and this has been a board game review.